Courses are the foundation of any academic program, therefore it is important to understand how to add and manage courses within the Exxat Prism system. We make it easy to add new courses, manage existing courses, and even clone existing courses. This tutorial consists of 20 chapters and will cover every functionality related to courses. You will need to set up course options, create courses and course offerings, and configure course offerings for students to complete their course activities. First, we will cover how to configure course setup options to prepare you for adding courses to the system. Navigate to the Courses section from your dashboard or upper left-hand menu. Select the Setup tab. In the Course Measures section, you will have the ability to add course measure categories for courses. These course measure categories are used for mapping curriculum in courses. Please watch our curriculum mapping tutorial for more information on how to add course measures. Select the Academic Calendar option from the left-hand menu. In the Academic Calendar section, you can configure terms, professional years, and academic years to assign to course offerings. Terms are the specific semesters in which course offerings are offered. You can assign terms to course offerings to indicate which semester they are offered. For example, if your school uses the quarter system, you should add fall, winter, spring, and summer as terms. To add a term, click on the pencil icon in the Terms section. Enter the name of a term in the term box, then select the Add button. You can then add additional terms in the same way. The order of these terms affect the way that courses are displayed on the curriculum grid, therefore make sure these terms are entered sequentially. You can reorder the added terms by using the double ellipses to drag and drop entries. You can also use the up and down arrows to move entries up or down. To make changes to a previously added term, you can do so using that term's text box. If a term or other academic calendar option is assigned to a course offering and you make changes to the option, the term or other academic calendar option will update for the course offering as well. Lastly, you can delete term entries using the trash bin icon. You cannot delete an added term or other academic calendar option if there are course offerings associated with it. Select the Save button when you are finished adding these entries. The professional year is used to indicate the year level which you will offer the course offering. It is optional to assign professional years to course offerings. For example, some course offerings may only be offered in students' second year of schooling, therefore you should assign this course offering the professional year of year 2. Of course, this would only be the case if your courses are lockstep. Lockstep programs assign each course a professional year. You can always add another professional year titled non-lockstep for courses which are offered to students regardless of their professional year. To add professional years, click on the pencil icon in the Professional Years card. You can then add and manage professional years just as you did for terms. Be sure to select the Save button when you are finished. Academic years are used to indicate the actual years in which a course is scheduled to be offered. Therefore, if you plan to offer a course in the 2024 to 2025 academic year, be sure to add 2024 to 2025 as an academic year option here. To add academic years, select the pencil icon in the Academic Year section, then enter your years. If you would like to delete a previously added entry, you can use the trash bin icon. Be sure to save once finished. If you would like to use another way to identify courses, such as for example, if you have the same course offered in the same term, academic year, and professional year, you can add an additional course identifier. If you would like to add an additional course identifier, activate the Additional Course Identifier bit. You can then enter a title for the criteria which you will differentiate courses by. For example, if you have courses with multiple sections, enter section here. You will then be able to define the section when adding a course offering. In the Course Policy section, you can add any policies which apply to all your courses. Let's say for example that students need to attend at least 80% of their courses, this could be added as a course policy. To add a course policy, click on the plus icon in the Course Policies section. You can then enter the name of the policy in the policy name box. You can also enter a description of the policy in the text area below. If you have a document containing more detailed information about the policy and want to upload it, click on the Browse to Upload button, then select the document you want to upload. Please note the supported file types and size limits below. In the Learning Activities section, you can configure some options for the timesheet learning activity. Click on the pencil icon in the timesheet section. You can configure categories for students to categorize their timesheet entries. If you would like students to categorize their entries, but only be able to select a single category, select the Single Select option. This would make sense if each of the categories you are adding are exclusive, such as simulation or direct contact. If you would like students to be able to select multiple categories, select the Multi-Select option. Multi-select categories are those which are not mutually exclusive, such as new patient and evaluative practice. After you have selected either the multi-select or single select options, then provide a category alias. This alias is the title of the category drop-down that students can select from. In the list of categories text box, enter each category separated by a comma. To delete a category entry, click on the corresponding hex icon. Once you are done, click on the Save button. Now that you have set up all of your course options, you are ready to move on to adding courses. To add a course individually, select the Course Catalog tab. Then select the Add Course button. You will then need to provide the course number in the course number text box. Usually, the course number consists of a letter code signifying the domain of your program, followed by a number code. For example, PA 233. Also keep in mind the course numbers already in use because our system does not prevent you from adding multiple courses with the same course number. Then enter the course name in the text box below. Lastly, you will need to indicate if this course will involve student placement. If your course is purely didactic and does not involve any student placements, select the No option. If you plan to place students in this course, select the Yes option. Save once finished. Bulk uploading courses is helpful if you are setting up your program's courses for the first time, or you just have a long list of courses to upload to the system. To bulk upload a list of courses, select the Upload Courses button. Then click on the Download button in the Download CSV Template button to download the template for uploading courses. This template contains 4 columns. In the first column you can enter a serial number for the course. The serial number column is not mandatory for uploading a course. Enter the course number for each of the new courses in the Course Number section. In the Course Name section, enter the course name for each of the courses. Lastly, in the Requires Placement section, enter Yes or No to indicate if a course requires placement. Once you are done, you can then upload this template. Click on the Browse to Upload button, then select the template. The system will then create course offerings from the list of courses uploaded. Please note that it may take a few seconds for the analysis to run. In the Analysis is Complete section you can see an overview of the number of courses successfully added and the number of courses which failed to be added. In the list below you will see each entry. If the entry is assigned the duplicate text indicator, the course is a duplicate and cannot be added to the system. If the course is missing information, it will be assigned the field's missing text indicator and cannot be added to the system. Feel free to deselect any courses from this course list if you would like to omit them from this bulk import instance. Once you are finished, select the Save button. The courses will then be added to the course catalog. In the Course Catalog tab, you can view all the courses added to your program. The table displays the course number, course name, whether the course requires placement, the date it was last updated, and who updated the course last. You can sort your courses by course number by selecting the Course Number column. You can also sort the table by course name or whether it requires placement. You can use the search box to search for specific courses. You can search by course number or course name. You can also export this list of courses using the export icon. This could be helpful if you would like to be able to access the course list outside of the Exxat system. To make changes to a course, select the pencil icon for the course in the Action column. A window will open for you to change the course number and course name and apply these changes to course offerings. When you change a course name and number, this change does not automatically reflect existing course offerings offered from this course. We will return here to demonstrate how to change the course name and course number of course offerings after we have added some course offerings. Please note it is not possible to change a placement-related course to a didactic course or vice versa. Once you are done making changes to a course, click on the Save button. The system will confirm you would like to make these changes. Enter the number displayed on the screen to confirm you would like to make these changes. Then click the Edit button. To delete a course, select the trash bin icon next to the course name. Please note that you cannot delete a course if this course is associated with a course offering. We will now demonstrate how to utilize course offerings. Select the Course Offering tab. Course offerings are instances of courses offered to students. A single course can be used to create multiple course offerings. If, for example, you offer the same course in fall and spring, you would add 2 course offerings using the same course from the course catalog. To add course offerings, select the Add Course Offering button. If your program is a lockstep program, you can select the cohort of students offered this course. When you select a cohort and add a course, the system will confirm if you would like to register all of the students of that cohort to the course. If your program is not lockstep, you will not have the option to select a cohort. Then select the term, academic year, and professional year for the course offerings you are adding. Let's say you have a non-lockstep program and you are offering courses in the fall term of 2024 to 2025 to students of any professional year. You will select fall for your term and for your academic year. Select 2024 to 2025 and leave the professional year blank. After you have selected the academic schedule options, the table below will display the courses already added using this same academic schedule. Then go ahead and select the course or courses you are offering for this term, academic year, and professional year. You can select multiple courses to create course offerings in this same term, academic year, and professional years. After you have made your selections, click on the Save button. These course offerings will then be added to the system and will then be displayed in the table below. If you try to add a course offering which is already added to the system using the same term, academic year, and professional year options, the system will hide the course from the list of selectable course options. We do this to ensure that 2 course offerings are not created indistinguishably from one another. This is why we have added an option for you to use an additional course identifier. Once you have set up an additional course identifier, you will have an option to enter a value for the course identifier when adding a course offering. Once you have entered the additional course identifier value, the course will then be added to the list of course offerings to select from. Select this course to add the additional course offering. The course offering table displays each course offering, its course number, course name, academic year, professional year, term, additional course identifier values, cohort assigned if your program is lockstep, faculty/staff members assigned to the course, and the number of registered students. To search for specific course offerings, you can use the search box. You can search by course number, course name, academic year, professional year, term, or cohort. You can also filter this table of course offerings by clicking the filter icon. You can filter your course offerings by various course offering related criteria. Once you have made your selections, click on the Apply button. The course offering table will then be filtered. To make changes to this table of course offerings, select the wrench icon. You can then change the order of columns by dragging and dropping columns using the double ellipses or by clicking on the up and down arrows. To remove a column from the table, click on the trash bin icon. You can then re-add removed columns using the Add a Column button. Once you are done making changes to these columns, click on the Save button. Lastly, to export this table of course offerings, select the Export icon. The table of course offerings will then be exported in the Excel format. To make changes to a course offering, select the pencil icon on the right-hand side of the table. You will then be able to make changes to the term, academic year, professional year, or additional course identifier. Once you are finished, click on the Save button. Please keep in mind that making changes to a course offering with active wishlists, placements, or learning activities can affect the data for rotations, wishlists, forms and evaluations, patient logs and timesheet data. This will not affect the student submitted data. However, if you are filtering by the academic year, professional year, additional course identifier, or term, the filtered courses will change. Please note that if this course offering has been used in curriculum mapping, you will not be able to make changes to the academic calendar options for this course offering. If you need to make any changes to such course offerings, please reach out to our support team at prism-support@exxat.com and they can make these changes on your behalf. To change the name or course number of a course offering, navigate to the Course Catalogue tab and select the pencil icon for the course which was used to create the course offering. Make the necessary changes in the course number and course name section, then select the Do you want to apply the change to course offering checkbox. A table will appear with all the course offerings created from this course. Each course offering will display the academic schedule assigned to it. If you are a lockstep program, the cohort will also be displayed which was assigned to the course offering. Select the course offering instance that you would like to change the name for. You can also select all the added course offerings by selecting the checkbox at the top of the table. Once you have made your selections, click on the Save button. To delete a course offering, select the trash bin icon to the right of the pencil icon. Please note that when you delete a course, all data for the course will be lost. If any data will be lost, a small pop-up window will appear displaying the type of information which will be lost. Enter the number on the screen and click the Yes button. If this course is used in curriculum mapping, it cannot be deleted. To delete courses with curriculum mapping data associated, please reach out to our support team for help. To set up a course offering, click on the name of a course offering. We will first demonstrate how to set up a placement-based course. In the About section, you can add or edit the course details, prerequisites and corequisites, textbooks and other resources, evaluation criteria, course policies, the grading scale, associated course attributes, and associated faculty and staff. In the Course Details section, you can add relevant details about the course you are offering to students. Provide a course description in the Description text area. This description can be viewed and edited by course faculty, and it can be viewed by students on their course page. In the Credits section, provide the number of credits awarded by completion of this course. This number of credits will be displayed on a curriculum grid if the course is added to a curriculum grid. In the Duration section, you can provide the duration of the course in weeks or months. In the Hours section, enter the number of hours of instruction this course requires. In the Nature section, click on the drop-down and select an option which best conveys the course's nature. Please note that if you would like other nature options, you can always ask our support team at prism-support@exxat.com to add new options to this list. You can also indicate if this course is a core course or an elective course. In the Departments section, you can enter the departments which are involved in this course. In the Field of Study section, enter the field of study which the course focuses on. In the Clock Hours section, enter the number of clock hours of the course. Clock hours are the total number of hours per week a student spends attending class or participating in other instructional activities that count toward the student's completion of the program. Then select whether you would like this course to use a letter grade grading scale or if you would like it to use a pass or fail grading scale. Lastly, indicate if you would like to share course information with sites using the Site Resources page. Sites will be able to see the course name, rotation dates for the rotations added to the course, and any course resources which have the Share with Sites bit activated. If you activate the letter grade grading scale and you have added your grading scale in the Program Details section, this letter grading scale will appear at the bottom of the screen. The Attributes section in the upper right-hand corner of the screen is used for curriculum mapping, therefore for more information on the Attributes section, please watch our curriculum mapping tutorial. To assign faculty and staff members to the course, click on the plus or pencil icons in the Faculty and Staff section. You can then add new faculty members by selecting their name in the Faculty and Staff drop-down, then select the role for the faculty or staff member using the role drop-down. If the faculty member will have multiple roles in this course, you can always select multiple roles to assign to the faculty member. Click the Add button to assign the faculty member to the course. You can always click on the trash bin icon to remove previously added faculty members or click on the corresponding role drop-down to change the faculty member's role in the course. Be sure to select the Save button once you are finished to finalize these changes. Click on the Prerequisites and Corequisites drop-down to expand it. You can then add or make changes to the prerequisites or corequisites using the corresponding pencil icons. You can then click on the Requisite drop-down and select the requisite or requisites you would like to add. If a requisite you would like to add is not listed in this drop-down, select the other option. You can then provide the requisite in the other text box. You can also provide notes about these requisites for students in the Notes section. If there are specific requisites that are assigned to courses regularly, you can add these requisites to the list by contacting our support team at prism-support@exxat.com. In the Textbooks and Other Resources section, you can add required and recommended textbooks and resources. Click on the pencil icon in the Required section to add required textbooks and resources. You can then add the name and other relevant information in the Required Resources text area. Be sure to save once you are finished. You can then do the same for recommended textbooks and resources. In the Evaluation Criteria section, you can illustrate how your course is broken up into assessments and learning activities. To add or edit evaluation criteria, click on the plus or pencil icon. Please note that this section is for informative use only and does not affect the way that the gradebook functions. Let's say that 70% of the students' grades will depend on an exam, and 30% of the students' grades will depend on a final project. You would then enter one instance titled Assessment or Exam, and then enter 70 for the percentage. Click Add, then add another instance titled Final Project, enter 30 for the percentage and click Add again. You can always make changes to previously added evaluation criteria using the text boxes for previously added entries. Click on the trash bin icon to delete previously added evaluation criteria. Lastly, click on the Browse to Upload button if you have a physical copy of the course's evaluation criteria and would like to host it here. Please first check the supported file types and size formats. In the Course Policies section, you can view program-wide course policies previously added in the Courses Setup section. Click on the plus icon to add a course-specific course policy. This course policy will not be applied to all the other courses the way that program-wide course policies are. You can then enter the course policy the same way you entered it in the program-wide course policy section. To make changes to a previously associated program-wide or course-specific course policy, click on the pencil icon for a policy entry. You can then make the necessary changes or remove the policy by clicking on the vertical ellipses and selecting the Delete option. Once you have filled out all your course information in the About section, you can download a syllabus for the course containing all this course information. If you would like to download a syllabus for the course, click the Generate Syllabus button. You can then choose the specific items you would like to be included on the syllabus using the checkboxes next to each item. After you have made your selections, click the Download button. The course syllabus will then be downloaded in the Microsoft Word document format. If this course has been associated with a curriculum, you can access the Curriculum Mapping section using the Go to Mapping button at the top of the page. The Measures section houses measures to be mapped to standards for curriculum mapping. Therefore, please watch our curriculum mapping tutorial for more information on how to add and manage course measures. The Course Resources section houses all course resources added by you or faculty members assigned to the course. These resources will be accessible by students enrolled in the course and course faculty members assigned to it. You can also choose to share these resources with sites if you would like to do so. On the left-hand side of the page, you will see the resource category list. This is a list of categories for the resources uploaded. Click on one of the categories in the category list to view the resources added to that category. Click on the pencil icon to make changes to the category list. Click on the Add New Category button to add a new category. You can change the names of categories in the category list using the corresponding text box. To delete a previously added category, click on the corresponding trash bin icon. Click the Save button when you are finished. To add a new resource, click on the Add Resource button. You will then need to select which type of resource you would like to add. You can then provide a name and description for the resource. If you chose to add a resource of the document type, such as a course-related handout, scroll down to the Browse to Upload button. Be sure to review the supported file types and size limits, then click the Browse to Upload button and upload the document. If you chose the link or video type of resource, such as an informational video or website, you would need to provide a link in the URL text box. If you chose to add a FAQ, you will provide the question in the text box above, and the answer in the text area below. After you have provided your resource, you can indicate if you want to include the resource on the Site Resources page. For a course resource to appear on the Site Resources page, you first need to make sure you activated the Share with Sites for the course in the Course Details section, then make sure to activate the Show on Site Resources page bit when adding or editing a resource. Be sure to save when you are finished. You can filter this list of resources by checking and unchecking the boxes next to each resource type. You can also use the search box to search for specific resources. You can also rearrange the list of resources by clicking on the Reorder button. You can then drag and drop resources using the double ellipses to rearrange them. When you are done, click Save. Lastly, if you would like to delete previously added resources, click on the trash bin icon. If you would like to edit previously added resources, click on the pencil icon. You can then make the necessary changes and save it. In the Course Events section, you can plan scheduled events for the course. Students cannot view the event schedule. This section is mainly used for your own reference or for collaborating with course faculty. Let's say you want course faculty to be aware of a planned exam day. You could then add a course event to the course event schedule for this exam. To add a course event, click on the Add Event button in the upper right-hand side of the table. You can then add a title for the event, a date for which the event is planned to take place, and a start time and an end time for the event. In the Faculty section, select any faculty members who will be involved in the event. Select the Faculty drop-down and make your selections. In the Location text box, enter the location where the event will take place. For example, if this event will take place in a classroom, enter the hall and classroom number where the event will take place. In the Reference Materials section, you can upload relevant reference material using the Browse to Upload section. This may be a copy of a practice test or the lecture subject material. To upload relevant reference materials, first take note of the supported file types and size limits below, then click on the Browse to Upload section. You can then provide notes about the reference material uploaded in the reference material text area. Be sure to click the Save button when you are finished. To make changes to a previously added event, click on the pencil icon in the right-hand side of the table. To delete a previously added event, click on the trash bin icon to the right of the pencil icon. You will then need to enter the number on the screen and select the Confirm button to confirm you would like to delete this entry. Lastly, you can search for specific events using the search box in the upper left-hand side of the table. We will now demonstrate how to manage student registration in the course. Select the Student Registration section from the left side menu. If you decided to register a cohort of students to this course, all of the students of this cohort will be listed in the table. Each column will display the student's name, email address, cohort, group, enrollment term, graduation term, campus, and student category. In the Student Registration section, you can register students to the course or unregister them from the course. There are two ways of registering students. The first way is to select specific students from the system, and the second way is to bulk register students. To register specific students, click on the Select to Register button. A window will appear for you to select students to register. First, you will need to filter out students using the filter options on the left-hand side of the page. You can search for specific students using the student name text box. You can also select a cohort, group, tag, enrollment, graduation, campus, or student category to view students assigned such information. To view all the students of the Class of 2024 cohort, select the Class of 2024 option from the Cohort drop-down menu and leave the other filter options blank. After you have made all your filter option selections, select the Search Record button to view the related students. The table will then display the information for all the filtered students. The table will display each student's name, cohort, group, enrollment term, graduation term, campus, and student category. Select all of the students you would like to register in the course. To add all the students within this table, check the box in the upper left-hand side of the table. After you have made your selections, select the Register button. The selected students will then be registered to the course. You can also bulk register students. Bulk registration of students is helpful if you have a very large list of students to upload and you would like to streamline the process by avoiding selecting each individual student to register them. To bulk upload a list of students, select the Upload List to Register button. Then select the Download icon to download the student upload template. This template is an Excel file where you can add your list of students to upload them. In the bulk register template, the first column is the serial number. You can use this serial number column to keep track of the number of students you are registering, but this number does not affect the bulk upload process at all, so you can always leave this column empty if you wish. You will need to provide each student's first name in the first name column and each student's last name in the last name column. Lastly, provide the student's email address in the email address column. Please note that these students need to have first been added to the system, and their status needs to be active. If the student is assigned the inactive or graduated status, they will not be registered successfully. Lastly, the student's name is unimportant to the import process. It is most important that you add the student's email address in the address column correctly. When you are ready, download a copy of your filled template and navigate back to the student registration page of the course. Select the Upload List to Register button, then select the Browse to Upload button and select your filled upload template in the Excel format. The system will display the students who were successfully located in the system and show you the students who were not located because an incorrect student email address was added, the student was not added to the system, or the student status is not active. The table below will display this student information. The grayed out students are those not located. Select the students from the list that you would like to register. You can select all located students by checking the box in the upper left-hand corner of the table. Once you are ready, select the Register button. The located students will then be added to the system. Now that students have registered to the course, you can search for specific students using the search box. You can also filter registered students using the filter icon in the upper right-hand corner of the table. You can filter by cohort, group, enrollment term, graduation term, campus, student category, and tags. After you have made your selections, click on the Apply button to filter out registered students. To remove filters, click on the filter icon, select the Reset All hyperlink, then select the Apply button. To export this list of registered students, select the Export icon in the upper right-hand side of the table. If a student drops the course, you are going to need to unregister them from the course. Unregistering a student removes their access to the course page and all their placement data and saved or submitted learning activity data. Before you unregister a student, make sure that you do not need this data for anything in the future. To unregister a student, select the Unregister button in the Action column. The system will then confirm you are sure you would like to unregister the student, and if the student has placement or learning activity data added, the system will display a warning message that this data will be lost. Enter the number displayed if you are sure you would like to unregister this student from the course. In the Communications and Interventions section, you can log any communications and interventions with students registered for the course which are somehow related to the course. Communications are notable instances of contact with specific students. It is helpful to log these communications with students to keep track of important information. Interventions are instances of contact with a student in attempt to remedy their poor behavior. Let's say, for example, that a student is frequently truant, so you reach out to the student to let them know the repercussions of their actions. This type of interaction would be an intervention and therefore should be logged as such within the Exxat system. To view a student's communication and intervention logs, select a specific student from the list of students on the left-hand side. You can also use the search box to find this specific student. Once you have selected a student, their communication logs will be displayed. Each log will display the title and description of the log, follow-up notes if applicable, the person who initiated the communication, the date the communication took place, a planned follow-up date for the communication if applicable, and the date the communication was logged. To edit a communication entry, click on the pencil icon. You can then make changes to the communication, such as if you have conducted the follow-up and wish to add follow-up information to the communication. To add a new communication, click on the Add Communication button. Adding a communication functions the same as it does from a student's profile, therefore, please check out our Managing Students tutorial for more information on how to add student communication entries. Also, please keep in mind, course communications will appear in the communication section of a student's profile when added to a course. But communications added to a student's profile will not automatically appear in the course communication section. To view a student's course interventions, click on the Intervention tab. Any intervention added to a student profile in which this course was selected will automatically be added to this list. Also, any interventions in the course intervention section will automatically be added to the intervention section of a student's profile. There will be sections for open interventions and closed interventions. Open interventions are ongoing. Closed interventions are those that have been resolved. Click on the Expand button to view the list of interventions. On the left-hand side of each card, each log will display the title and description of the log, the person who initiated the intervention, the date the intervention was added, and the date the intervention took place. On the right, there will be a small box containing any follow-up information. If there is a follow-up planned for a specific date, that date will be populated here. If the planned follow-up date has since passed, the text displaying the date will appear in red. If you would like to edit any previously entered interventions, click on the pencil icon. If you would like to delete a previously entered entry, you can use the vertical ellipses to select Delete. To add an intervention entry, click on the Add Intervention button. Adding a course intervention functions the same as it does on the student profile, therefore please watch our Managing Students tutorial for more information on how to add student communications and interventions. In the Student Compliance section, you can keep track of student compliance requirements of registered students to ensure they are ready for placement at locations for experiential work. For each registered student, you can view the student's name, cohort and group, the student's placement dates for this course, and the overall status of their compliance documentation. If the student is assigned the No Docs Started, this means that the student has not submitted any documentation. If the student is assigned the Some Action Needed status, this means that at least one document is assigned a status other than the approved status. Click on the student's name to open the student's profile page in a new window. You can search for specific students using the search box. You can also filter out students using the filter icon. You can filter students by groups, cohorts, compliance status, and student tags. To download this overview of students' compliance readiness, click on the Export icon. An Excel file containing the information in the table will be downloaded. Click on a student's compliance status to view the status of all of the students assigned compliance requirements. The box at the top of the page will display the student's name, cohort, email address, course name, placement dates, and overall compliance status. For each requirement, there will be a column for the compliance status assigned, the reason for the status assigned, and the expiration date for the compliance document. Click on a compliance document status to review the document, change the status assigned, or upload the document on the student's behalf. For more information on how to do this, please watch our Setting Up and Reviewing Compliance Documents tutorial. Lastly, if you would like to download a student's compliance documentation, click on the Download icon. A window will open displaying each compliance document, whether each document can be included in the Share Profile link, and whether the compliance document is mandatory. Select the specific documents that you would like to download, then select the Download PDF report for selected documents download icon to download a report detailing each submitted document and its assigned status. Select the Download Files for selected documents download icon to download the student compliance files uploaded by the student. Course announcements are used to communicate course-specific announcements with students registered in the course. Students who are registered in the course can view these announcements on the left-hand side of their dashboard, together with the other student announcements assigned to their cohort. In the Announcements section, you can view and manage expired, active, and scheduled announcements. If you would like to add a new announcement, click on the Add Announcement button. You will then need to provide a start time, end time, and title. You could also add a description as well, but this is optional. Then indicate whether you would like this announcement to appear on the Site Resources page and whether you would like students to see it. Then save the announcement. Just like the previous sections, you can use the pencil icons to make changes to existing announcements, and the trash bin icons to delete existing announcements. Click on the Placements option to view and manage student placements. When a student has been registered for a course, but they have not yet been placed in the course, they can view general information about the course such as the course description, term, academic year, and the professional year for the course. In this case, the student can also access the course resources and fill out wishlists activated in the course. Before a student is placed, they cannot access the course's learning activities, so a student needs to be placed in the course to access learning activities. For more information on student placements, please watch our Managing Student Placements tutorial. In the Learning Activities section of a course page, you can set up and review student learning activities and view the student's gradebook. We will not go over how to set up or review learning activities in this tutorial. Please watch our Managing Learning Activities tutorial for more information on how to manage learning activities. In the Attestation section, you can add attestations for students to agree from their course page of the student login. Course attestations are used to get students enrolled in a course to agree to statements you provide. Students cannot see these attestations on their dashboard as they do attestations assigned to their cohort. Students can only view course attestations on the course page, therefore only students enrolled in this course can view these attestations. You can use attestations to ensure students agree to various course policies. For example, if you would like students to attest to the fact that they will not plagiarize any course activities, you can assign these students a course attestation for academic integrity. To add a new course attestation, click on the Add Attestation button in the upper right-hand corner of the page. You can then provide a title for the course attestation in the title text box. In the content text area below, provide the statement students will attest to. You can then choose if you would like this attestation to be due on a specific date or if you would like the due date to depend on student placement dates. If you would like the attestation to be due on a specific date, select the specific date option, then select the calendar icon and select the date you would like the attestation to be due. If you would like the due date of the attestation to depend on the student's placement dates, select the anchored date option. Then provide the number of days away from the anchor date you would like the attestation to be due, select whether you would like this attestation to be due this number of days after or before the anchor date, then select the type of anchor date. For example, if you would like students to submit this attestation 10 days before their placement start date, enter 10 in the days box, then choose before in the before or after drop-down, then choose the placement start date option in the anchor drop-down. If you would like this attestation to be available for students to sign immediately, leave the Show It to Student bit activated. If you want to save this attestation and activate it for students later, deactivate the Show It to Student bit. Be sure to save once finished. Once you have everything set up within a course offering, you may want to make another course offering with the same setup of course information, faculty and staff associations, resources, or learning activity setup. This could be the case if you are offering the same course twice to different groups of students. We make it easy for you to set up an identical course using our course cloning feature. To clone a course, you will need two course offerings. One filled with course information you would like to copy, and the course offering you would like to copy this information to. Both course offerings must have been created from the same parent course. Navigate to the course page of the newly created course offering, then select the Clone From button in the upper right-hand corner of the page. A window will then open for you to select the course for which you would like to import the data setup. Once you have made your selection, click the Next button, then select the types of information you would like to import. Please note that if you see this red alert icon, this means that the course you are cloning to already has information populated in the selected sections. This means that this previously added course information will be lost if you complete the cloning process. You can import information from the About section such as course details, course policies, prerequisites and corequisites, textbooks and other resources, and evaluation criteria. In the Resources section you can indicate which categories of resources you would like to import to the new course. In the Learning Activities section, you can choose which types of learning activities setup you would like to import to the new site. Lastly, you can also choose whether you would like to clone the course attestations. Please note that the due date of cloned attestations will not be copied, therefore you will need to add a date to these attestations if you choose to clone them. Once you have made your selections, click on the Save button. The data will then be imported. Please note that it may take a moment for the data to be imported. Didactic course offerings are those in which students are not placed, but the student completes non-placement related course activities. Didactic course offerings are set up the same as placement-related course offerings, however you cannot place students in the course and you will be limited in the kind of learning activities you can set up. Forms and evaluations can be set up in didactic courses, but patient logs, timesheets, and time off cannot be set up. Example forms and evaluations used in didactic courses include volunteering activity forms, service learning activity forms, and absence forms. For more information on setting up didactic forms, please watch our Setting Up and Reviewing Learning Activities tutorial. Thank you for watching our Managing Courses tutorial. Please take the time to check out our other helpful Exxat Prism tutorials.